How many of you have actually studied the book of James? Not me, I'm guilty of it. But I heard this story today and I gotta share it because I done caught something great, okay? In James chapter 5, verses 17 and 18, I'm gonna read it. Please follow along in your own Bible. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months. And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit. So in the scripture, Elias is who we know as Elijah. That is just the Greek version. Elijah is the Hebrew version. So the scripture points out in the very beginning that Elijah is a man, just like we are. He is a human. He's a man. It says he prayed earnestly, fervently, for it not to rain, and it didn't for 3.5 years. It did not rain. And then verse 18 says, and he prayed again, and it did rain. Here's the part. At the end of verse 18, it says, and the earth brought forth her fruit. So if we dive just a little bit deeper, okay? He prayed it wouldn't rain, and it didn't, 3.5 years. He prayed it would rain, and it did, but crops grew. That's the key part right there that it just clicked in my brain. Crops grew. Which means somehow, somewhere, there were seeds in the ground waiting for rain. Stay with me. This would suggest that for 3.5 years, when it was not raining, because Elijah prayed that it would not rain, for 3.5 years, the farmers were still sowing seeds. So then when he prayed that it would rain, and it did, the crops grew. The farmers were literally planting seeds in dry dirt, not knowing if it was going to rain, seeing that it clearly wasn't. They had no idea when the rain was going to come or if it was going to come. They just kept sowing seeds. Stay with me. Do you ever feel like your prayer life kind of feels like you're sowing seeds in dry dirt? Like you're praying so fervently, so intentionally over and over and over again for something. Bible says Elijah was earnest with his prayer, but you can't see anything happening. You don't see anything in the physical. It wasn't raining. So these farmers are still sowing these seeds. They see no rain. They're like, one day, they have faith. They don't see it happening, but spiritually something is going on. The second Elijah prayed for it to rain, after 3.5 years, it did. And all of that work, all of those prayers that those farmers were sowing into the dry land started growing crops. My prayer is that even when our prayers don't seem to be making a difference and you see nothing happening in the physical, that we would have faith and we'd keep sowing anyways, because we can trust the one who brings the rain. My challenge to you is to keep sowing your seeds and keep on praying, because one day the rain is going to come.